because they'll say nothing past this guy. This guy is our
Also, you are the gatekeeper. Nothing gets past you.
No, conventional degrees shouldn't hold us back, especially in testing. You don't have to hustle, go and look for work, interview. You are placed, you are in a team, you start rolling. I realized, well, no, there's quality assurance. How did it pass quality assurance?
You don't always start where you want to be, but you have to take something while you're working towards that goal. To this, but I want us to just give clarity, because I think this is very, very important, right? Just to make people understand, and give people a bit of context about what is a test engineer, right? Because I've learned that there's test engineers that are manual testers, but there's also automation test engineers. What is a test engineer, and what is the difference between someone who's a manual tester and someone who's an automation tester? Let's start with what is a test engineer, just in general.
Oh, a test engineer is someone who writes tests. They can either be manual for an application. Let me say I'm Mike Zuckerberg, I'm building Facebook. As a tester, it's just to check if Facebook does what it's supposed to do. Like, for example, let me say an ATM. An ATM, I put in my card, I want my money. Does the ATM do that? If the ATM does that, then my test pass. But to start, there's manual. Everything starts from manual. Even automation testers, everything has to start from manual. It's manual automation. Manual automation is when you write your test automations. Like, for example, if it's Facebook, the loading page is where you enter the details, your username and password. You test with different algorithms, test data. You test with positive test data, and there's other step where we call a negative test data. You are impersonating someone, exactly. Then you get and you check, can I log in? Can I log in with a different account that's not registered? Those you write those down as those will be your test cases. Yes, and they form what we call into a test plan. Every organization have their test strategy. Organizations have a test strategy. From a test strategy, there's a test plan. How are we going to test a particular application like Facebook? There needs to be a plan. We don't just come in and test. Although when you are experienced, there's exploratory and experienced testing that you need to do. But at the beginning, we do what we call a test plan. There are level test plans, there are test plans. From the test plans, we have what we call test cases within the development life cycle. Within the development cycle, nowadays with AI, things are simpler. You write your test cases. Maybe let me say I'm testing that front application. I'll have 4 or 5 applications of just logging into Facebook. Then those test applications, you do a report. The report will show us the coverage, what passed, what failed. That's manual. Then now you move into automation. Automation, there are different automating tools currently. There's Selenium, there's Cypress, there's Playwright. Currently, Playwright is the biggest. Where we go now, write scripts. Currently with AI, you write scripts with human readable language. In the past, we're writing them with C#. We're writing them with Java. Also,
you had to write actual code.
Yes, which we call scripting.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you write it so that it reads those test cases and you tell it from this, execute this. Then automation, because manually used to take about years and months or even days. But with automation, it takes a few minutes. And manual also, it's deep. We have functional, we have non-functional testing under manual testing. We have first our 3 blocks at the top. We have white testing, black box, then gray box. Now, today I'll focus on the black box.
What do they mean, those 3 boxes?
Okay, white box is just your input and your output.
Okay.
It's straight, simple.
So you know that if the system has to take 1, 2, 3, and the system has to
Check out
produce 1, 2, 3.
It's an easy
That's white box.
Yes, yes. And black box, now you give something, that thing you don't know the inside what is in. We call it encapsulation if you did computer science.
Yeah.
You know what, you don't know what's is encapsulated there. You give it an input, it encapsulated, then there's an output.
But you don't know what's the expected output.
Then the expected output, you can predefine the expected, but you don't know because of this black box, what you don't. So within that black box, there's methodologies around testing where we call it, there's functional, there's the non-functional.
Okay.
Then the functional, there are principles, there are testing steps that you need to go through. Yes, you have your system testing, your integration testing, your unit testing, belonging to different teams within the software development cycle. Yes.
And then there's the gray box.
Yes, within the gray box, let me leave it for now because it encapsulates the two, the white box and the black box. Yes.
Okay.
Just
okay.
not to confuse the viewers and all that. Yes, mostly, but currently we focus on black box. Black box, after black box, there's a step below, we call it functional testing and non-functional. Functional has its own principles, non-functional. Non-functional is your stress testing, we test traffic and all those. Tests to do with networks and touching points within systems, how they communicate and all that. And we have, outside of that, we have what we call penetration testing, pen testing, where it's a simulated cyber attack to either your network, your API,
Okay.
or application.
So different types of testings. You have functional testing, which is testing whether this software system or this application does what it's supposed to do. As a user, I want to click this button, I want to upload this, I want to transact, I want to make payment, I want to do this. It does all of those things. That's functional testing. And then there's non-functional testing, meaning that like you said, you're testing the network or you're testing the volume. If 100 people log into this thing, will it still work?
Yes.
If 1,000 people do the same thing at the same time, will it still work?
Yes.
That's load testing.
Load testing.
And then there's penetration. So penetration, you said it's about security.
Yes, it's more about your cyber attack, where there are people who have studied this course.
Yeah.
Who you give them your application, the external pen test and internal. Let me talk about internal. Internal, we have an organization. I'll come and say, as a pen, please text the vulnerability of my application. Then they hit it. They hack my system, check if non-users can enter, what happens to the network, all those things, and they give a report. This link can be intercepted because there are people who are intercepting, especially banks. If you are transacting your money, you want that whole transaction to be encapsulated. No one should be able to intercept. So there are people they are very important. That is why I'm saying testing is very important. It falls under QMS, quality management system. Quality is very essential. And it's a team sport, actually. Not only testers have to play it. Different people within the engineering or computer science.
And I find that with a lot of corporate companies, especially with banks, they will normally have specialized testers as well, where you'll have pen testers, which is a different department that focuses just on security. And all that they try to do is every time you build an application, they will try to hack it, they will try to penetrate it, and then give us a report to say that, hey, we can do 1, 2, 3, we'll fix 1, 2, 3, fix 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And then there's functional testers and load testers that will just test the applications.
Yes, and the trust. So we are different, we are placed there differently. So we do our work just to test quality.